What's going on, everyone? It's Jake here. So before we get started in today's video, if you haven't done this already, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. And if at the end of this video you find it valuable, smash that like button and share this with someone who will find it valuable as well. So in today's video, the concept that I want to talk about is collaboration over competition in the real estate industry and how powerful it truly is. Now, I feel like this concept gets thrown around a lot by real estate gurus, but there aren't really many teaching you how to actually go out there and work with other people. So that's exactly what this video is going to be about today, is 3 different ways that I've been able to work with other people in this industry and ultimately get deals closed together and make money together. So the first example I wanted to share with you all actually comes from a deal that we just closed on last week. So this deal came from a wholesaler who basically got a property under contract, and then they reached out to us to see if we had any buyers that we could bring to the table. Now, the wholesaler had the property under contract with the homeowner at $185,000. They were looking to make $10,000 on it, and so they sent it to us at $195,000 and said anything we get over $195,000 is ours to keep. Now, within a few hours, we had a buyer ready to commit at $220,000, meaning we would have been able to walk away with $25,000 on this, and the wholesaler would have been able to walk away with $10,000 like they expected. But because the wholesaler sent us the deal, and because we would have never had that deal had they not have done that, we felt it was only fair to allow the wholesaler to get $20,000 on their assignment fee, and we would walk away with $15,000 instead. So all in all, at the end of the day, the wholesaler made $10,000 more than they expected. We made $15,000 that we would have never made if they didn't send us the deal. And my buyer got a deal that he would have never got, and he's happy with it, and he's going to flip it and make some money as well. So again, at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation for everyone, and everyone is happy. All right, so in this second example I want to share with you all, the deal actually came from another wholesaler as well, but the main difference here is rather than us bringing an end buyer to the table, we connected with a real estate agent and she brought the end buyer to the table. Now, this was a very tricky situation to say the least. So we were dealing with a property that was a hoarder house. It was literally stacked from floor to ceiling. It needed a complete remodel. It was in probate. It was in pre-foreclosure, and actually during this whole process, HUD had came in and changed the locks on the property. And on top of that, the numbers just did not make sense. The amount of repairs that this property needed on top of all of the stuff that was in it, there was no way someone really could have came in and performed, in my opinion. And so during this whole process, we got about 20 different buyers down to the property, and not one of them thought that this deal would make sense. And so I'm getting very discouraged at this point because, having 20 people look at it and say they can't do it is a pretty good sign that it's not going to work. But we also had the, understanding that this homeowner was in a very serious situation, and that if we did not perform, then they were going to get foreclosed on, and they were going to lose their house, their credit was going to be affected, and whatever other nonsense comes with that. So rather than us canceling the contract, we started calling real estate agents. And I'm so glad we did, because we actually came across a real estate agent who had a very, very strong investor buyer, and they were able to come to the table and get this deal closed. Now, again, had I never reached out to this real estate agent, this deal would not have been able to close. So by having an open mind for that collaboration side of things, I was able to reach out to someone who brought their buyer to the table. I got paid, the wholesaler got paid, and ultimately the homeowner was able to avoid this nasty situation. So this last example that I want to share with you all is actually the complete opposite from the second one, in the sense that this deal came from a realtor, and rather than us bringing an end buyer to the table, we connected with a wholesaler and they brought the end buyer to the table. So in this situation, the realtor was really used to dealing with, fully renovated properties and first-time home buyers. And so when she had someone reach out to her about a very distressed property that needed a lot of love put into it, she was kind of at a loss at what to do, right? They tried listing it, but it really wasn't getting much traction because of the amount of work it needed. And so she reached out to us and she basically asked us if we were interested in the property. We got the property locked up, and we were actually working very closely with this wholesaler, and we knew that they had a buyer who was interested in this specific area. So we reached out to this wholesaler, asked if their buyer was interested. Their buyer, of course, was, and we were able to bring them and close on the property. Now, we probably didn't need to bring the wholesaler into the mix on this deal, but because we did, it's actually led them to send us deals that we've been able to close on. So by having an open mind and being collaborative, it's actually led us to get more opportunities and be able to make more money. So if you're not practicing this concept already, I highly recommend that you try and focus on being more collaborative instead of being competitive. You'll go far if you're competitive, but you can only go so far. And if you want to get to that next step, being collaborative is going to get you there. So hopefully this has been valuable to everyone. If you did find value in this, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share this with someone you'll think will find it valuable as well. All right, everyone, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are in the world, and take care.